Yo, what's going on? It's your man, Where's Taylor? Salute to the Dream Builders. How y'all feeling? Okay, so we're in the last installment of what do I do when I'm actually preparing to launch. So I told you all I go through a discovery phase, first of all, where I'm doing my market research. If you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that video. The next thing I do is I go through a development where I actually develop my funnel, my website. I develop the emails, the slides that I'm going to use, the content that I'm going to use. What are my call to actions? I develop all of those things. I develop, the entire process that I want people to go through. All right, that's important. And then now we're in step 3. Step 3 is all about let's deploy. Let's actually launch. So look. I don't ever you won't ever, and I mean ever, you won't ever have me just, hey, click the link in my bio, new product out, go get it now. Okay, we're not doing that. So what I like to do is, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, now that I got the development done, I'm gonna go through a process of building community around this product. So what I mean by that is I wanna list build. I want to get people on my email list and on my cell phone list, all of those things. I want to have a community to launch to. I do not want to feel like I'm at ground zero. So I don't care if it's just 100 people or 200 people. I want to actually launch to somebody. Okay? So you ever put out your link or your product and you feel like, man, I'm not even talking to anybody. Or does anybody see this? Are they here? Are they where they at though? You ever feel like that? Well, the reason being is because you haven't built community. No one is anticipating your product. So that's the first part of the deployment that we want to do. We want to build up the anticipation. So that's the second part. The first part is we want to build community so we can build up the anticipation. So what I do here is I will have a freebie offer, meaning I'm going to do something that just give you a sample of my brand. Now, the biggest thing that I do is webinars. Okay? Webinars have been I've been doing webinars since 2018. And that has been the catalyst to me being able to break through the 6 figures and 7 figures and all of that stuff in my business. That was the game changer for me when I found this. And so I think it's important. And here's the thing, the dope part about webinars is while you're building your community up, you could be making money as well. This is the great thing about it. There are going to be some people that says, I'm ready now. And it's like, cool. So look, I don't look at webinars as the launching. I know a lot of people use webinars, they say that's launching. For me, that's not launching. For me, that's the building a community around my product, right? So what I want to do is I want to do webinars. And for me, I started off doing them on a monthly basis. And look, in my free training, you can click the link in the description below or go to wordstaylor.net. Visit wordstaylor.net. I actually show you my steps to the webinars, how I do it, all of that. I completely open up the whole thing. You can register for that for completely free. All right. But look, so what I'm doing is I'm giving people a sample of the brand and of the product and who I am before I try to launch. So think about like when you have the movies, the movie is coming out, right? They give you a trailer. Trailer is good. So it entices you enough to you're like, I might look at that. All right. But then here's the great part. The great part is they start going on a run where the actors start to do interviews. This is the part that always gets me. When I see the actors doing interviews, now it's like, I like them. I'm going to support them. I love how they've engaged with the other people. I love how they're answering these questions. Now I look and see them with their families. It's like, oh man, we have the same values. All of the voice. Oh man, okay. I'm excited. I love to hear them talk about the movie and the character they played and all of those things. That's what get me bought in to really wanting to see the movie, especially if it's an actor that is new or actress that is new and I haven't, necessarily seen before. There are some people, Will Smith movie, I'm going. It doesn't matter. I don't need to see the trailer. Just tell me Will Smith and the date, I'm going. Okay? You want to actually get to that point. Okay? So, but the point is, you've gotten a sample of the brand throughout this process. So they're not even saying buy your tickets right now because tickets are not on sale right now. What they are saying is this movie is coming out and they're giving you a date. So now it's building up the anticipation of it. But during this process, they're getting you on board with this movie. They're building community and hype around this movie. They're building excitement around this movie, around this one thing. So the interviews and the signing autographs and then they show you like, oh, we're doing a showing for it. And now you got the other people on board. The showing is your webinar. This whole process of doing the interview and then them getting their special people that get behind the scenes first look, that's your webinar. Why? Because these are the people that experienced you and got a sample of who you are, and they were sold. They were bought in. And then there are the people that actually got a chance to see the movie months before it came out, and they already loved it. And guess what? They're going to start talking about it. They're sold. So what I like to do is I like to do webinars every single week. I started off, I was doing a monthly. Then I was like, well, what would happen if I did them every single week? And what I noticed was every week, let's say you get 100 people registered on your webinar. And maybe you get 100 people. Here's going to be the stats. 100 people are going to register. You get about 40 of them to actually show up. Of the 40, you get about 4 sales, right? But those sales just help you to, one, to start get people in your program or to get some people buying your product or whatever. That's what those sales are going to help you do. If you pay for ads, now it's going to give you cash flow to be able to pay for ads or whatever, or recoup your money for ads. That's what we want to do. So we got those 4 sales. However, don't forget that we had 96 people register. 96 people that actually heard your messaging, that actually saw your face, that actually saw the videos and saw the content and said, yes, I'm going to come. Here's my email and cell phone number. 96 people did that. That's great. 40 of them actually showed up, even though only 4 bought, which is still great. That's 10% conversion, but 36 still heard you. So remember when I was talking about you going from cold to warm to this hot lead ready to buy? Well, the person that purchased, they were hot. The other people, 36 people, are still warm. They're still like, okay, maybe I'm not ready right now, but I'm still rocking with you. I still like what you did, especially if they stayed on the whole time. So you do that again next week. You make another 4 sales, but more importantly, you have another 100 people register. So now you have 200 people on your list. 8 of them have already purchased. 8 of them have, they got the private showing. 8 of them is seeing behind the curtains that they're getting the product. You do that again in the following week. Now you got 300. 300 people on your email list, 24 of them are already in. I'm building 2 armies. One army is of people that have interest, have a great interest. That's 300, right? 300 people, right? Or we can look at it now is what? 276. There's 276 people that are like, okay, I'm with you. These are the 276. Let's say if I'm ready to launch, I just built up a 276 person community of people that said they were interested. Guess what I can now do? my other army of people that are doing, all right, I got my army of people that showed interest, that are currently watching me. They're watching me, right? They're reading my emails that are now coming out. They're watching the content because they want to make sure I am who I am, right? But I got 24 people that are doing. These people are going to help me during the launch process. I now have people that I can literally launch the product to, and I have people that are doing so they can help me. Hey, you know what? Can you just talk about your first experience with the product, your first module? I don't care. You don't have to. If somebody did get a transformation already, if the thing did work for them already, cool. Tell me about that. But if it didn't, tell me about the experience that you had. Like I have some testimonials like, bro, listen, I'm just a week in and I have more clarity than I've ever had in my business because of this step-by-step process. Cool, I like that. So all of this stuff is helping me prepare to actually deploy. Notice I haven't deployed yet. I am in the process of building up anticipation to deploy. But the first step I'm doing right now is building community around what I'm doing. So for me, I may do this for an entire year, or I may do it for 6 months. It depends on when I say. So like for now, if I say I wanted to launch in 6 months, guess what? For the first 3 months or 4 months, I'm just going to do webinars. Because at that point, I'm going to be able to now be able to build. Let's say I continue to do the 400 people every single month. So I was getting 100 each week. I did 4 webinars a month. I get 400 people a month. Times 4 months, that's 1,600 people. If I get 1,600 people on my email list in 4 months, guess what? I want to launch. Cool. I'm ready to now launch that. So what I'm going to do is set a goal for, I want to have, before I can launch, I want to have 1,600 people on my email list or 2,000 people on my email list, right? It's when deploying, it's all about the data at this point, right? So, however, I've still been getting customers. Let's say I still got that 4 customers a week. So that's now 16 customers a month. That's 64 customers in that 4 months. So not only have I been making money, helping people and giving impact, but now I have an army of people, 64 people, maybe 10 of them have already in 4 months, if they got it in the beginning, maybe they've already gone through the process. They're already making money. I literally had someone from my program. I didn't even know my man had joined, okay? By the time he got on a call with me, because I was on vacation, right? But the system keeps going. By the time we got on a call with me, he had already said, yep, I already did. I just joined 3 weeks ago. I made my first $1,000 already. I said, what? Did you already have everything set up? No, I just went through the whole process. Oh, okay, well, man, I'm like, I knew you could do it in this much time, but I ain't know you could do it in this much time. I'm like, that's why I give you 6 to 8 weeks. So you did it in 3, huh? Okay, well, talk to me about your. So now, I added him to my slides. When y'all come on the training tonight, I'm gonna tell you about him. And the receipts that he's shown and the money that he's making and all of these things. And now when I truly decide to launch, I have 2,600. I think what is that what I said? 1,600 people on my email list, and I have 64 people that have already purchased. So I don't care if it was your microphone or if it was your lipstick or your whatever. You have 64 customers that you can now tap into and say, hey, can you give me some testimonials? Now I'm gonna actually put together my launch plan. I'm gonna set my date. Here's my date that I'm gonna launch. And now it's putting out the content. It's getting people ready. People know the date. People know the price. And guess what? I'm gonna talk about their pain, the things that's been happening to them, and how I'm solving the problem. So let's say if I'm launching a organic lipstick line. My whole launch at this point, I'm gonna start sending emails to these 1,600 people and tell them like, tired, love to wear makeup, but tired of breakouts, right? Check this out. And then the email is gonna talk about one of the things that I noticed is the popular makeup lines always use this, and this. And there's a lot of women, and I may even go to the reviews and do a screenshot of the reviews. As you can see, there's a lot of women complaining about, man, using this actually breaks them out. It causes acne, it causes these things. What if you had an actual makeup line that's still just as great, still give you the results you want, which is to be beautiful and wear makeup and look nice and all of those things, but you didn't have to worry about breakup? Well, guess what? I've created just that for you, and I'm going to be releasing it on this date. Here, you can go ahead and click the link below and be one of the first to know when it actually releases. And now I can send emails about this 2 to 3 times a week. And then when it's the week of, I can send an email every single day. All right, y'all, we're 3 days away from launching all of these things. All right, if you're someone that loves to wear makeup, loves to be beautiful, and you want to be able to do that without breaking out, without the acne, without, feeling like you can't get the makeup off and leaving stains and all of those things, then this is for you. I'm going to go through and start talking about this. Same thing I would do if I was launching a service base. I'm going to talk about the pain of, if you're tired of, each email is going to attack a pain. People visiting your site but not purchasing, open now. So that's another symptom of their pain. People visiting the site and not opening. Another symptom is people, you creating content and nobody's responding to the content, or you're getting to a point where you don't know how to get a customer. You have a business, you have a great business, and you can help people, but you don't know how to get people in front of you. All right. You don't know what to say to attract people, or you're getting people in front of you, but then they're not actually willing to pay you, or they're asking for payment plans, or they're trying to devalue you, or you have a business that is more of a liability than an asset. I'm going to talk about all of these things. Each email is only going to focus on one thing. And I'm going to do this. This is going to start from about 6 weeks out. And I'm going to just boom, boom. And you're going to know the date. You're going to see it everywhere. That's all I'm focused on. And then those 2,600 people. So if I'm doing it that way, and they've already gotten exposed to me on a webinar, they've been getting emails from me, and now I'm shifting the emails to more launch emails to really dig into the pain. I'm sending out video trainings. I'm sending out text messages. Y'all, 1,600 people now. I keep going back to 2,600, 16. But 1,600 people, even if I get the same conversion that I've been getting on webinars, which is 10%, 1,600 people, if I get 10% through the email, now it should be higher because they've been rocking with me longer. But now I went from getting 4 sales or 16 sales in a month to the month I launch, I now have 160 sales. Got 160 sales. Why? Because I spent time building community, building my list up around my product. All right. And then from there, I then gave them a sample of me, how I teach, what I do. And I gave some people an option to go ahead and see behind the scenes now. This is my army that's going to help me launch because, again, another thing in those launch emails, I'm going to also start putting some testimonials in there. Look, so-and-so already joined back in April. They've already experienced the program, or so-and-so bought our water bottle back in, and here's what they have to say about it. And these are real testimonials. Don't do the fake stuff. All right. And then look up. I got 160 sales. It's like, you do the math. You got 160 sales, and whatever times that time, whatever the price of your product is. Now look at what just happened to your launch. You just launched. Not even considering that you've been making money this entire time, but now you were for sure able to launch. The power of launching is, you see, I went from a sale here, sale there, to now in one massive turn, I was able to get 160 sales. And sometimes it doesn't, I'm using these are, made up numbers, right? But let's say you only have 400 people on your list. You did all this work for 4 months and you got 400 people on your list, and you spend the next 6 to 8 weeks launching, okay? And you got, of the 400, you got 40 sales. Cool. Let's go. You got 40 sales. And that's what the movies are trying to do. They are literally at a point where this is why they talk about the opening weekend, because when you actually launch a product, you want to make money that same day. All right. So that's my entire launch process. Again, I go through this process on my free training, so you can see the slides, and I give you some visuals and all of those things. But yeah, this is good, man. Let me know if y'all have any questions. What's the next series that I should do, or what other questions that you have centered around just building a business, period. All right, and being able to get customers. All right, so let me know. It's your man, Word Taylor. Let's get it. Ugh.